Okay, now better. Okay, it's now better. Okay, so our topic is in praise of Dharmadhatu. So Mrs. was explaining the meaning of Dharmadhatu in Tibetan, Chögi-in, right? Chögi-in. Chögi-in or Dharmadhatu so means emptiness. It's like a synonym, emptiness and Dharmadhatu.
다 최긴 치 되바시 되마 최긴디 다 최긴데 저 되바디 생각이 내바디 생각이 내바디 알아 신내리 시비리 아니 이 또나 아니 퀄리티 디마토는 퀄리티 메트가 인상 디크인데디 디또나 동반이 그 무슨 또서나 니 퀄리티 좋아이도 인상 이 인대주네 이 인대도 그런 유바 인상 인대주가 인상 아니 인대주가 그 되었습니다. 되야지 콜리 인대가리아레스는 동반이 그 또나 퀄리티 마토나 퀄리티 좋아 인상 아니 콜라 인대디 유산 디코네
So in Tibetan Döpa, in English it says in praise. So that means like, first of all, Dharmadhatu, Dharmadhatu, and also it means the ultimate nature of the mind, or the truly existence of mind, the lack of truly existence of the mind. And also Ranshineri. Ranshineri means Buddha nature. It's like a Buddha nature. So all of these are actually relation. They have like a relationship between emptiness and the ultimate nature of the mind and the Buddha natures. So all of this has like a relationship in between. So then in praise means like if someone realize the ultimate nature of the mind or the Buddha nature or emptiness, so then actually help us to overcome all negativities and sufferings. So that's why in this text, praise means like praising or actually expressing. Praise means like expressing the qualities of the emptiness or the ultimate nature of the mind.
Then semji deng dongbani de la docho ne shevene yugi chaji chenpo siyati semgi deng dongbani de la yugi chaji chenpo siyati.
So in Sutrayana, so the emptiness. So emptiness has like two aspects, like emptiness and objective emptiness. So objective emptiness in Sutrayana it refers to the Mahamudra.
That is that is just Domba Tinder the Chuni to the Yambala Kulung Kadej Kodesina around the Simjetamje Koale to a chit. Simjetamje CCT one lecture chit. The Karasura Company between the Nian somebody Chita, Kulum Matati, Kunti Kuviari, Simji, Stamje, Sishiji, Valley Chit. And it Tombani, Nian, Sishiji, Valley Chit, Tombani to Toku, Tombani to Rani, Tombani to Antonelli, Sanji Chukovan, and it don't. Simjiki doing Chikuera, these any company Sisi Simjatam, Sisi Chipali, give it chit, Tomban, any kind of somebody. Chin to Patini, and Yabarukuya is Takun Tamatar. 자기 친구들이 이거 자기 친구들 유진이 쳐서 유진이 자기 친구들은 생기 때문에 내로도 배시더라 유진이 자기 친구
유기 되게 자기 친구.
또 초라스게
또 초라 유기 되게 주시.
네 응아리는 대동이 시들스게
또 초라.
또 초라스네
유기
그
유기 동반이 있어.
유기 유진이가 해야 생기층이 되는 유지 차지하지 뒤도배 시들어 유진이 차지 거지 죽을 때는 생기기 또 준비 시고 동반이 또 가서 그 가가
되게 갱이 가서 도저히 자기 친구 유기 자기 친구라고 하겠습니다.
말하면 도저히 차지 미야 유지 차지 친구 다 유진이 차지 친구 다 동반이 생기던 돈이 되나 유지 차지 친구스 대도배 시대라 유진이 자기 챔버스.
도저도 맛있게 잘 말하지.
네.
도저. Okay. So little bit like a small corrections. I wasn't like catch up. Like I double check with Rinpoche, and Rinpoche said actually the Mahamudra. So Mahamudra, there are two types of Mahamudra. There are two types of Mahamudra. The objective Mahamudra and the subjective Mahamudra. So the objective Mahamudra is the ultimate nature of the mind. For instance, like ultimate nature of the mind. Okay, so objective. It is objective the Mahamudra, and the subjective Mahamudra is like a mind or like a consciousness and a wisdom that actually understand the ultimate nature of the mind. That is subjective Mahamudra. Yeah. So then there is then also Tantrayana. They have like different versions of mudra as well, and so when we come to this teaching, listening to this teaching, so first of all we need to have right motivation to listen to this teaching, at least we should try to develop the highest form of intention or motivation. So that would be like, so then since we have realized all the sentient beings are suffering and yourself and all of us suffering, so we wanted to free ourselves and all the sentient beings from the suffering. So in order to do that, so first of all we need to achieve enlightened state. In order to achieve the enlightened state, we need to realize emptiness. So so our class is actually, so you should develop that kind of intention. So your mind should stay like so targeting to achieve enlightened state, just to help all the other sentient beings. So actually we are at the verse number 36. Just as water during the summertime, it's spoken about being something warm. This is the verse.
rangi gyu ki semti timati chebe duitila kansatila tikyulantime kansatila semjesi yaris di timatata te rangi gyu semti timatata te di tsena sanjesi min tagi yaris.
So just as water during the summertime is spoken of as being something warm, and the very same water throughout the winter season is spoken of as being something cold. That is actually an example, a metaphor. So then the actual meaning is in verse number 37. Okay? Those actually refers to the Buddha nature. Okay, Buddha nature here is talking about Buddha nature. When the Buddha nature is so what's it? Inserted in the net of afflictions are referenced by the level something beings. Okay? The very same when freed of states afflicted as Buddha as reverted. Anyway, so then those actually refers to Buddha nature. So Buddha nature, when the Buddha nature is afflicted, so the definition of the Buddha nature is a mind, okay, so the mind that actually contains impure quality. Okay, so then that is the definition of the Buddha nature. So Buddha nature, when the Buddha nature has that kind of quality, so then we call that mind or that in the Buddha nature, we call it like Buddha nature or like sentient beings, as sentient beings. So when it's free from that mind, when it's free from that kind of mental afflictions, so then we call it Buddha.
Gyula me kapsu ta negap sum shagir. Tanda ti kapsu negap niduga chiyin tiba kapsu. Ta gyula me kapsu di karasure sum shagir. Di kamne negap sum dadus. Negap sum dadus. Ta ti sayati tima 탐제 대제에 내가서 정말 지장 마바 내가 수수기로스 제디 소지랑가 와르지 정말 지장 마바 민사 샘제스제 근데 다다마다 다베크스타 정말 가시 마바메 내가들라 아니 장주 셈바스 디마타다 제제르치 상계스 다디 숨이야리 어디디에서 단데디
So here only actually explains two kinds of mind, two different kinds of mind. Right? In the Gyulama, the text Gyulama, you know, Uttara Tantra. In the Uttara Tantra, it actually said like there are three types of mind. Okay, three types of mind. So kam is like it could be a lineage, or it could be a caste. So the kam like Rick. Okay.
It could be a lineage.
comes in lineage.
So Buddha nature. so okay, so that means like there are three in the Uttara Tantra. They actually explain three types of Buddha natures, or not Buddha natures, mind. Okay. The Rick sum shivo, Julamena Rick mandao sum shivo.
Mare.
Same.
Negap sum.
Negap sum.
Semgi chungi dile. Semgi chungi se no. Semgi timati jive. Timatata jive negapji. Tima gashi da mandere negapji.
So the mind has like three different stages, three different kinds. So the one mind actually contains all types of negativities, never ever like abandon a single negative qualities. That kind of mind refers as, and that kind of mind actually identified as a sentient being. And the next level of mind is, and partially they have abandoned all the negativities, and they still do carry some negativities. That kind of being actually is identified as bodhisattva. And then the next level is like some the mind. That mind actually the abandoned all the negative qualities, only possess good qualities. That kind of mind called the Buddha. So in that text actually identifies three different types of mind stages, maybe three different stages of mind.
Da timatela ngombe tibas shitips ngimtu shitips jidan tibasum seji at kulamale tibsum ne tibasum seji shitip ngimju tibas sumya da tene niga jidan jene da timate jese timate Yomo Petimata, Shije Timas, Ni Tijib. Yomo Petibas, Yatita, Jujashitan, Sobatus, Yomo Petibas, Shije Tibas in Yomo Be, Pajatus, Pajala, Shije Tibas, Shitibs, the Tajum Sangi, Yomo Badi Tajum. Tajung Kuatu Pamiarity, Yomope Pajati, Sanki Mish Pangia Mariches and Teleshi.
So, and also in the text Uttara Tantra, they actually also identify 3 types of negative qualities. So the one negative quality is called like the mental afflictions and the mental afflictions and negative that are obscure to knowledge. And the third type of negative is called union, negative of union. Yes, negative of union. So then the mental affliction, Yuntip and Nyomong, in Tibetan Nyomong. So Nyomong or the mental afflictions means like a really coarse kind of the mental the negative qualities, which is attachment, aversion, and ignorance. All of these are the mental afflictions of Nyomong. And the Tipa like obscure to knowledge. Obscure to knowledge is imprint of mental afflictions, but that is not actual mental affliction, but these are imprints of mental afflictions. So kind of like a leftover kind of mental afflictions. So then the all arhats, arhats, they have abandoned mental affliction, but they still carry the obscure to knowledge, which is the imprints of the mental afflictions, or in Tibetan called tipa. So that kind of negative quality only purified when they become Buddha. So then the arhats, arhats, they have abandoned the negative and mental afflictions, and because their aim, their purpose, and their goal is to achieve self-liberation, self-liberation, right? Self-liberation. They are not aiming, they are not intend to achieve enlightened state. So there are 2 obstacles to become enlightened states. The one obstacle is called mental afflictions, and another obstacle is obscure to knowledge.
Kongai shiva se konga se ti mi nawa na chi lu tila lu ji ko tila ani konga se lu ji mi ki on mi je nawa je na je mi nawa na je lu adi ngabo tila konga se konga jesa konga le tene kombe chus ida tati chula tene kombe chus tati dito konga le tene kombe chus shiri.
So the next verse number 38. So verse number 38 starts like actually here there's
tati ditile dito mida sula tene ni seti timamele nawa jung Jimmy Gampa ni me chugging it up to share city big umbrella then Tomani Gitan come duty. Migi Chevala Tenesenedi, Migje, Yusuje, Tematagens, Tagenji, Migin Sumlatene, you Namshiti, Migi Namshiti, Yuri Jubara. Jubayesa, Di Sumbuti, Migi Namshi, Yuri Jubati, Tendi Disumlatene. Jugarava. Chesam Kutendi Insa, Migi Namshi Tennis, and Karasura Tombani Junkumsi, you to Chinese. Tell it Tempe Tombani Yerba. Oh.
So then the next, like verse number 38, actually analyzed or it's like breaks into really big, the division or the outlines. It says like how to train through five sensory faculties, like five doors. Five doors means like it refers to five sensory faculties, the eyes, nose, and so forth. So the verse number 38, verse number 30, when I and form assume their right relation, appearances appear without a blur, since they are neither rise nor cease. They are the Dharmadhatu, they are imagined to be otherwise. So that means like the Dharmadhatu that is allowed.
the games from the tennis, the games from the me the soul tennis to mix it to mig on the so city mig on cars you so the making the yani tamata gente yile tennis yi temata gente no never temata gente the tennis gente namshi karicine mig number shevati gente the tennis Kensumbuti Karashasani, Migi Nabashivati, Mig Ombulati, Ani Yusulati, Ani Tematakin Latin, Tematakin Siati, Migi Ombuti, Rangingalo Tematatu Shivaji Tematilla, Tematakin Latensi. Pena on shiti, Kabutu on sheet to all the matatu, Mumbuton, Mumbutu, on sheet, the Matakin, the Kabutu, on sheet. That I can't tell the Matakin to the year. Quota on Migusuto, on sheet that you need to give a year. Yeah.
Okay. So then when I and form assume their right relationship, right? Right relationship means like I faculty, I faculty depends on
Mix it to make competition. That change. Yeah. Me want it. Come, me see the game. Me go on bulati. You sulati. Suto ben Mishikiola. Me go on bulati. You sulati.
Make the target. So okay, I'll break it into really pieces. So otherwise, so now.
Mig ombu matana usually tatu marva shebati. Mig ombu latte shebati arva. Mixisi, mixiti. Mig ombu latte. Ta mig ombu latte ne. Use mikenti sulate. Mis suto mixisi na. Ene yila cheba seti.
Okay, so here actually trying to figure out like when we see objects, so how it actually happens, how it occurs. So first of all, I think it's called like eye consciousness. I don't know, so maybe she said eye consciousness. Okay, eye consciousness depends on eye faculty. Okay, eye faculty. Eye faculty is like eyeball, sort of like eyeball, right? Eye faculty is eyeball, right? No, it's like, it's the mind. What is eye faculty?
It's a subtle form.
Subtle form of mind?
Eye.
Faculty?
It's a subtle form of the eye.
Oh, really?
Capable
Subtle form of eye. So what you call for this eyeball then? You call eyeball?
Marita,
Or
the Andutoya, the Mig on the Kubacha. Dinala on the Kubatinala, suggestion to Tamancher. What till a meal or Mig ombusi. 디파 냠두도 미투면도 가면도 온디 쿠바티도 대야리데 수진 당한디 냠두도 아니 미기 시바티 유술을 주투비야 말아 딜이야 뉘앙스 미기 공부시
미와디 유어는 미가디 유어 바로다. 어디 거기나.
이거 말이니 쿠디장가 뉘앙디 이야 말이야
It's getting more deeper, so I'm not going to ask questions now. So, okay, so now here, so we have eyeball. Okay, eyeball. I say eyeball. Okay. So then, in the eyeball, there's a really subtle object, like form. That is eye faculty. Okay, eye faculty or eye consciousness. Yeah, eye faculty. So then that eye faculty it go dagen. Dagen means like dagen means the mi ompati la dagen ba mi ompati.
우리 오부티 미시기 다게
Mishigi dagen means like the mishe means it's like seeing power, seeing. Okay, seeing, right? You could see like seeing kind of like a power. So that is mishe. So that actually depends on the dagen. Mishe the dagen wa.
미시기 다게
Okay, so that seeing power, okay, seeing powers depends on the dagen means the substantial cause, okay, substantial cause of the seeing is the eye faculty or the eye consciousness. It's really subtle object in our eye, right? So then that object actually contact with that really subtle the faculty, the eye faculty. Okay, then we need like contact with object. Okay, so then we need an object over there. So there's objective. Then right after that, and then followed by like a consciousness. And that consciousness is called immediate arise. You call it like a dake, yama dake? It seems like what?
Governing factor.
Governing factor? No, it doesn't sound right.
대마타베기
Dharmadhatu means right after, like right after. Okay, so then that causes that when the eye faculty contact with the object, that causes to arise a mental consciousness, something that comprehend whatever is happening over there. Okay, that is like a dharmadhatu. Dharmadhatu is like for me it seems like an immediate rise or something like that. Okay, so then all of this relationship, like kind of like an interrelationship, all this together, right, all of this, it includes, which I was saying, it includes form and consciousness. Everything is there.
타 수디 미게
Sukti.
미게
Sukti means
수디 미 수지 미시기 미게세티 미세티 수를 먹으러봐
ale miki ale oh
Mm.
miki. Yes. So then the object is mikin. Mikin means like how to say object around ratio. This is just object in English, I think. Mikin. Around ratio. Mikin. Suk. Like suk is like a form, right? Form. So then when it contact with eyes, so then becomes object. That becomes object, right? Object. Yeah. Ratio. Sukin.
야
Sukin. I don't think it's used in the word.
미게서 수딘가
Takidi mikinche. Dakinche.
수디 미게지 미베게
Mikinche is a mikin line.
Mm.
Mikin line. Mikbeke means mikba means object. Gain is like cause. Cause of object, or I don't know.
다쳐서 이해도 죄를 가라서 그래 어디 내저 미다 수다 이지를 때네 미기 시베 수금은 숨도 토하나 누가 미다
Sukche.
수다 이지
이지지.
이 대마타긴 되지.
이지지.
숨을 때네 미기 시바디 유 수금숨도 도기야봐. 어디 제상 미다 술을 때네 니시야디 가르수그래 미당 수자 이지를 때네 미기 시베 수금숨도 통하나스제 미다 술을 때네 니시야디 때네 수금숨도 통하나스제.
So then the depending on I and form and consciousness, followed by that consciousness, this particular consciousness. So based on those three factors, so then right relation appearance appear without a blur. Appearance and appearances appears. So then the I consciousness sees the object.
어떻게 인사 디가르 제만 매바스 더디 덴네 수 제만 매베 넘버 시바 계스지 제만 매바스 야디 제만디 지달 제마다 제베 추미 제다 공연 남실었더니 기부대 대강다 날特别 추기인기 그래서 티베트만은 시바다 동바 공부를 좀 감수다 이제 제마다 제마세야디 제마세야디 추바지 추시르지 다디 추바데 제수는 요즘도 더 그러봐 제마세야디 추바데라 제마스지 디데 제수는 무슨도 또 그여봐 아니 제마데 제 무슨 내가 제마다 제외 되네 그래서 제마메베 나와주무스 제마메베 나와주무스 해도 제마데 제외다 내좀 무슨 세게 제마메베 나와주무 추바다 제외 거네 유 아니 그래서 동반이디 무슨도 나와지 주무스들이 동반이 무슨도 또베 미기 시베 된도 동반이 무슨도 또바지 주무스
같이 너무
그 때리를 봐 예수님의 때에 중앙에서는 덴바 매바르바 예수님의 때에 덴바에서 라문에 매바르바 라문은 맞주바디 아니 무슨도 통하지 스티마다 제시도 추바다 제네 무슨도 통하지 루스
So then it says appearances appear without a blur, right? Blur. So that means that without a blur or without any obstacles, something. So that obstacle, the blur refers to the mistaken idea or mistaken view. Okay, so like the wrong, not wrong. I mean like what you call this? Like illusion. Okay, illusion. Something's not real. So then it's without a blur means like without that kind of obstacles. So that is like so one is that is from the point of view what's it, the Nenjung Wasum is someone who actually achieved the actual Nenjung Wasum said and this is
nenjung musum sete
양발 제지가 상가들 왜
nenjung musum sete 그래서 랑 댄신을 때네 동반이라 지지도 양바 상게들 동일이 nenjung musum 랑 댄신을 때네.
So the actual Nenjung Wasum is like a yoga that comprehends the actual the Wasum, like the reality of the phenomena. Okay, so yogi that actually comprehends the reality of the phenomena. From their point of view, when they sees the appearances. Okay, appearances. When they see when they appears, when they appears their appearances, so then they understand or they comprehend that appearances depends on eye and form and that consciousness. Because of that three factors, and then the appearances like appears.
어다디 겐숨나 때네 좋아인사 아니 겨와다가 라신기 겨와다 가바메데스 겐가메스 두가 메 게멘가메 니데스 추기니랍시스 yeah.
So then since that appearance depends on three other factors, so that indicates or that suggests that is lack of inherent existence. So then text goes on, since this neither rise and nor cease, so then the neither rise and nor cease means like they are not arise independently, they are not cease independently.
Not arise.
yeah. 어다디 게멘가바 메니레스 추기니랍시스 겨와메바 가바메바 세티 때 예수나 때네 중앙에서 나버시바티 랑디 겨와메바 라신기 겨와메바 라신기 가바메바 아니 메베 니 제인티 무슨 들었시스 다디.
So then it says, since this neither rise nor cease, they are the Dharmadhatu, for they are imagined by to be otherwise. Anyway, so that is, so then the yogi, when they understand the appearances, the eye faculties appearances, it depends on like three other factors. So then they understood that that consciousness, eye consciousness or eye faculty, they by nature they are not inherently exist, and by nature they are lack of the Ranshingi Gyawameva means the lack of lack of inherent existence to rise. So like arising and ceasing. Okay, arising and ceasings are both of these natures are empty of inherent existence. Okay.
아다티 야부치자고 다티나 디 nenjobati 땡에질라 공바템분이 nenjobatis nenjobati 미터 수다 이라 때네 미기 시베 수 무슨도 토하나스 세티 디마메베 나와 주하나 세티 수다 미터 수라 때네 수기스나 땡에질라 공바 템부터에 nenjobati 미터 수라 때네 아니 추바다 때레 수 나와 디체나 나와 주스 디체나 데마타도 라시기 겨와메 봤던 가바메베 니치기 럽시스 동바니디 럽시스데 내주무슨 기그리스
내주무슨 동이 강사지 월샤워
디디 땡엔지 템보니베 가사디디 땡엔지 또기 가르스 그래 전지지 활동시는 디스스나 그게 대신을 때네 동반이기 때문에 무슨 돈이들라 활동시 하고 사고를 통해서야지 시내에 통주를 하고 동반이를 믿어 시내에 통주를 하고지 중앙에서 활동시에 따져서
So then which is said like put it like in a really simple way. So imagine there's yoga actually realize the single point of concentration. He will have again the single point of concentrations. So when he do meditate on the emptiness, and the taktung is like insight, inside. So definition of the insight is like based on single point concentration, that mind actually comprehends the higher form of realization, higher than single point concentrations. So that is the definition of the insight. So then that kind of yogi, when they meditate on the emptiness, for instance, so when they see an object, when there appears an object to them, so then as soon as it appears to them, they will realize that object appearances depends on eye, form, and the consciousness, the immediate arising consciousness. And based on that, then he is experiencing that object he's seeing, or he's viewing that object. So that object, so then he will realize, so he will say like, since this neither arise and nor cease, means like, so when they see that kind of object, as soon as they see the object, they will realize, they will feel that this object is not inherently arised, does not inherently ceased. So that is the shit. I don't know here. So that is the Dharmadhatu. So Dharmadhatu.
다디 군주 시작인사 동반이 되는 순도 도바디 있는 죽음제. 다 제도기네 그 그마다도 또 이제 제금지래 동반이라 제금 용기야리. 인사 냠샤 다든지 되 동반이 되는 순도 도베 무슨 또 도바디 있는 냠샤 제빈바. 디네 동반이라 죽음제. 디네 디레 랑 제도기네 그수 수라 소바티다 가난 탐지 규모도 템버나야 템버메도 규모도 나와이 거수 근데 제금으로서 제금제는 공부해야 돼.
So then another way you can say like for instance a yogi. So when they are in single pointed concentration, meditation equipoise, so they realize they actually see the emptiness directly. So that means like absence of any inherent existence, absence of like true existence at that moment. When they come out of that kind of meditation state, so then that is like post-meditative session. During the post-meditative session, so then they do, so then during the meditation session, they do single point concentration, based on single point concentration, then they realize the true nature of the emptiness. They realize the emptiness. So when they get into the post-meditative session, so then they understand that they realize emptiness through analytical meditations. Meditation means like whatever appears to them, so then they look at them as an illusion object. So they don't, even though they may appear as a truly existence, but they realize, they feel, they comprehend that this is like an illusion.
That dinner migi shebe thing ditla raishineri sibiari simjegi biji sim raishini meba set sim dili migi nabashiva yari nai nabashiva yigi nabashiva sim tu yari 어디 인사 미시 미게 나바시베 땡 semjegi juji migi nabashi ting tombani itala natie rashineri tombani.
So then during the sentient beings they have 5 different kinds of consciousness. So eye consciousness, ear consciousness, I don't know you say it in English, but it's like eye consciousness, ear consciousness, big eye, now ear, nose, okay, smell, and tongue, test, right? And the body, form, and mind. We are like 5 or 6 6 different kinds of consciousness.
되게 관계의 땡기 동반이지 라신이지.
So then all of each of these consciousness, their ultimate sense is like lack of inherent existence. That nature is, and all of this, that nature is the Buddha nature. So Buddha nature. So it means like when we see, when we realize the I consciousness, I consciousness, that I consciousness is lack of truly existence. That understanding is Buddha nature.
다 생기기 땡기 생기 중에 공주 들었다 단다디 원신하기 때문에 공주 딘바다 디제다 디워 디지바르 그래 다다 나와라 때네 나바르다베 시바숨 생이메베 중이 주기 또다지베 퇴바이크루스 다디 내는 나의 남실 때네 남바르다베 시바숨스 남바르다베 시바숨스는 다 그래서 그래 견숨 때네 내 남바르시베 자퇴반네 랑고 견가 내숨다 제베 주기인티 내루 또네스 사디 남바르다베 시바숨스디 자다 나와라 때네 넘버 답에 또 받았지 주받았지 단지 제맘에 나와 중세에 두가 되대 진짜 텔레 넘버 답아서지 아니 주베 넘버 답에 시바숨스 생이메베 추기인스 랑게 생이기메베 추기인스 동반이지 또다 제바 터버 루스 또바다 제베 tö바이규르 시에숨 스타트 또다 제베 tö바이규르 시베 견숨다 때네 나의 남버 시베 다 tö바 토마타스 tö바이규르 시드 네 견숨다 때네 다지 견숨부터 가리 다단데티
Dachi, Nachi,
나의 온보제
Dachi.
유자제 담마타기 이제 숨부터제 어디
So then verse number 39. Verse number 39 is like a sand. They are like, and all of these are sand. Looks like sand. So when sound and ear assume their right relation, a consciousness free of thought occurs. So then these three R's means like object, sound, and the subject. Objective is sound, and subjective is ear, and the consciousness right follow after that. So the follow after that, monitoring that kind of activities is like that consciousness. These three are essence, the Dharmadhatu, free of other characteristics, Tsinimeba. That means like Tsinimeba. Tsinimeba, other characteristic, free of other characteristic. Tsinimeba, the Tsinishinimeba Nikaro. Tsinimeba, the Tsinishinimeba.
랑고 친구들었으나 랑고 친구기 좀 내봤어요. 랑고 모니기 맞아.
This is like free of other characteristics, so which looks like which was free of self characteristic, but they become hearing when thoughts of conceptually. So that means like so the yogi again, that yogi as soon as they hear that sound. They hear sound. Right after that, then they will see like this actually depend on three factors: sound, ear, and consciousness, and all of these are free from this self-characteristic.
이 숨을 때는 스타트 숨 쉬어 숨세가 누가 숨세디 이게 단지 이제 공부 나의 공부제 이 자제 대마타긴 이지 쉬어 숨을 때는 숨세디 때문에 니 자퇴마타도 니 그냥 자이때 자지랑 뭐니지 생이지 매바랑 뭐 생이 매바 무슨 뜻이야 디 내종 무슨 기기리 있어야 지발이 다
So this is the same. We said the when someone hears the sound, right? Sound, hearing, sound. So then if they realize, so that sound is depend on sound, and that hearing actually depends on sound and ear, the consciousness, and the immediate arising consciousness. So then that actually understands the hearing is free of self-characteristic, like it's in but they understand that it's free of self-characteristic. So then, if they realize that, they're hearing, they realize that they are actually achieving, they are actually Menjo Musum. Menjo Musum is like the yoga. They realize in yoga. They realize the actual, the true nature of things.
That's but
It's like
냠샤기 내조 다이어트 무슨 남식이 동반이기 때문에 무슨 동반이 있잖아. 지 조금 제동기네 그 수마다부터 바디 있잖아. 제공제 공주디.
Again, you can apply the same ideas before, saying when they are in the meditative absorption, the concentration. So then they are actually seeing emptiness directly, directly. When they go into post-meditative session, they are seeing emptiness as an illusion.
단 나의 공부서는 들이 암조디 말이 이 나음도 잘해 얘기 수당한 지유를 이게 암조가 이게 나 이게 자대 생얘기 수지 당한지 들이야 나의 공부서
So then the ear, it's ear right here. Ear, it doesn't mean like our physical ears. Actually, ear means that there's the inside our ear. There's a really subtle form, or really subtle sukkama, very pure form that actually catches sound. And this kind of like faculty, just like faculty.
다디 디샴데 또다 제베 퇴발교로서야디 자든 뒤든 진데 또베 퇴발교로서 담부 퇴중기 싫었어야런디 퇴중기 싫었디 담부 퇴ኘ디 가리 퇴발에 제스는 그래서 그래 자든 디마데 제베 또바데 제바 추베 셰바 지금 퇴발했어야 돼. 또다 집에 퇴발기로서 담보 퇴인도 그래서 그래 주중이 싫었어. 또바다 제가 자주 제대로 준비 시리지 또바인가. 저지다 준진이 제발 준비 추배로리티. 디기 퇴발기로서 담보 퇴발. 저만 타도 아니 뒤죽 때마다도 무슨도 또바디 기그리 있어.
Okay, so they become hearing when thoughts of conceptually, right? Conceptually. So that means like when they hear the yoga, you're referring to the yoga. So when they hear, when they detect with their sound, right? Their sound. So that kind of apprehension or that kind of knowledge is the knowledge mixing with conceptual thoughts, okay, conceptual thoughts. So then right after that, then this should 대마타겐 무슨 자디게 샤바디게 비치도 말하는 개치です
토마토가 있잖아. 디 가르스 주중 싫어도 지기. 디다 도바르지. 디 토마토도 디 죽도 디 토마토도 아니 가르스 그래. 온시 가르스 무슨 뜻도래. 내주 무슨 뜻기를 했어요. 내주 봤다지 내주 봤지 봤지. 내주 또봐 템부니 봤지. we put them with meeting
So
it.
the Muslim don't the Dharmadhatu doors.
Dharmadhatu incident, major Muslim
So then the that yogi who realizes the ultimate truth of the nature, okay, through their single point concentration, right? Single point concentration. When they detect their sound with their ear consciousness, their faculty. So at that time, they're comprehending or like they're understanding that sound with conceptual thoughts. Conceptual thought means like mixing with the real sound and the identical sound. So identical sound, right? Identical. Tenjik. I think it's conceptual sound. Okay, conceptual sound. Mixing with those two conceptual sound. Okay, so then right after that, then right after that, the wisdom, actual wisdoms, when the wisdom comprehends that the sound, that actually clear out, and then understand because of the single point power of single point concentration. So then that consciousness and most of the thought means like it comprehends most of the thought.
Directly realizing?
Directly, yes, yes, directly realizing, yes, most of the thought, yes, yeah, right. Yeah. Thank you.
And when you say real sound, what does the real mean?
Under
The real sound? I just got the real sound. The real versus conceptual.
자기 된직을 추구해서 나와. 그래서 드라스에 디 가르치 간대직에서 자 된직이 간대직을 샤네.
자들은 자님부터는 이번이야리 엄청 돼야들 자식이야리 들은 님부터는 이번이야리 봐 자식이야리 아니 디 지시들 된직
된치세로
지들 똑바로 자지 쳐그려 봐. 디 나와들이 디 잠말아 봐. 이내야 나왔다 그러면 다르지 신주게.
된치들은 냠냠만 미워만 봐.
된지들이 님은 괜찮아요.
된직세도 말아. 된직 말아.
된지 자지든 된지 연기지
자기 된치세도 해.
똑바로 다나도 타마임발 로건 나와지 알아. 다 나와지. 똑바로 다 나와서는 제 된지시.
Okay. So first of all, sound. Sound, you can see like a beautiful sound and like an ugly sound, right? We can make like a distinguish like ugly sound and good sound and bad sound, right? So then I've been saying like conceptual thoughts. I think this is right translation. Conceptual thoughts. Conceptual thoughts in a denchi. So denchi it sounds like So you're like kind of like a generalizing your mind thoughts. Do you have that kind of thoughts? I don't know. Rationalizing your mind. Okay. When you detect that kind of sound, then you're actually so comprehending. So that phenomena, that thing, is not other than sound.
It's called generally characterized phenomena, or specifically
General characterized phenomena, right? So we have that kind of thoughts. Okay, that is conceptual thoughts. It's a conceptual thought. That mind, when that mind actually judges, that mind like kind of like when they see that mind, when they comprehend that entity, so that realize that thing is not us for this sound, right? Sound is not other than sound. I don't. This is going like a really classic kind of like.
That is me. 어디지?
안돼요. 그래서 장마 임발을 놓고 자진바디 다상에게 이야기 지고. Okay. So that conceptual thoughts, so the generalizing characterizing that thought, right? That thought, so when they sees, when that thought actually comprehend that sound is not other than sound, right? Not other than sound. It's not making judge on quality of the sound. I don't know.
다단지 되더라. 나다 딜을 때는 넘스제. 디니 수수 메베 베세. 수디 랑노 마투바 댄서를 봐. 이게 수디 랑노 마투바티 미키 남시 그 시차를 봐. 디니 수수 메베 베세디 수라 신기 메바 템베 베디기 아니 자야라 신기 메바 지야라 신기 메바 디신 나이 남시기 추기인 도브지스 디신도 나이 남시기 추기인 도브지스 추기인 다른 신메바 디야 도브지스.
So the verse number 40 is depend upon the nose and an odor, on smells, and as with the example of form, there's neither arising nor cessation, but in dependence upon nose consciousness experiences, the Dharmadhatu is going to be. So this is the example, so we need to borrow it down from the example at verse number 38. So the same thing, we can apply the same idea here as well.
가방에 추진 시스템들 가르쳐래 나 디디야 나랑게 뭐니 좋아해 봐 가방에 봐 추진 동치스.
So that means the smell. Smell is ranging more means a lack of self characteristic, and means the lack of arising, truly arising, the lack of truly cessation, and that kind of nature, that kind of thing, phenomena is Dharmadhatu.
다디네 디네티가 답에 지라시 동반이 로이 감자 엠버티 취지인지 뭐이 나버시바 네메도스 다디르베 다 지용부들이 지라시 동반이 지대야라시 동반이를 사람이 라시 동반이를 템바 마트버리지 로이 감자 엠버티 로이 감미장 아니 데바르토베 엠바리스 취기인지 뭐이 되는 취기인지 되는 취기인 동반이들이 나버시바 네메바오스 나버시바 네메바오스 나버시바디 네디 제다 로니버들바 디 자식이 두게 네메바오 시에스인데 됐들이.
So verse number 48, the tongue nature is emptiness, the sphere of taste is voidness as well. There are, in essence, the Dharmadhatu are not the causes of taste consciousness. So consciousness is I don't know how to put it. So let me say, the taste, right? Taste. So you cannot find it on the tongue, and and you cannot find any place, any basis to find that kind of taste. So that unfinding nature is actually the Dharmadhatu.
다디지. 되게 간가 다디지. 다디네 다벨리 주노니 레제긴지 다 제옹부세야 돼 그래서는 제옹부세야 돼 안주 제 다와들이야 다와 체반의 신식이 수진 다와 체야리 롱용이 로 그래서 우리 로디 용어를 칭했지 제 온부 딩양 손의 제 유는 야로 누가 줄을 서버티서 뭐야 야마르가 제세야디야 제 땡도 수진 당원 시에다를 수진 당원 지유를
So again, tongue, the test. So the subtle form or subtle the test power is actually reside at the bottom of the tongue. It's shaped like the shape of that the thing, the form is like half moon, and that is if someone lose that power, if someone lose that power, even though they may have tongue, but they can taste anything.
다 로이 감 세티 로투를 소야 뭐 주어 소한테 로투여라 로이 감장 엠바티라 신기토베 엠바티 취진기 뭐이 나바시베 내메도 시에스무 스체다 디지
감이 되는 이해가 있으면
아 로이 감장
너의 감정이 이해가 있으면
엠바스네데 로티니 르 투야르와 로투를 소야 Dharmadhatu emba, ranching the Pudi emba, ranching never.
And also test. When we talk about test, there are 6 types of test, and all of these are 6 test. Test.
Tongbata, embata, chuying set, chipari. Tongba set, the emba set, ranching the Pudi emba, ranching the Pudi tongba set.
The emptiness and here emptiness and voidness are two are like the same thing. Emptiness means like emptiness, empty of truly existing. Voidness means like a void, true the voidness of truly existing.
다 배주지 뭐니 뭐니 제제 gengi 진이다. 연다 내는 저주가 최진이 지시하지. 류지 공부 다 류지 공부 생겼대 레전 점수 바바 더부 수지 당원 다진 전에 다디 류지 공부 해야 되는 류지 류지 단다디 류지 중주기 류지 그래 어디
중앙에 두 번째 중주스.
그래서 류지가 류라파티 genju기 류지 genju 세세도 야티 세 마세나 만집도 되어봐 genju기 류지 딜 차베야 레전용이 류종도 신도 당원지 류탐제 척되지야 되게야 류종도 시게 류시 류종부제 류제제 미견디 류제제 담아타기 이지제 견숨도 되는 제버지버리 따뜻게
Again, it same goes like same thing. The pure body essence, the characteristic of the object touch, the tactile consciousness free of condition, is called the Dharmadhatu. So here, the pure body essence, pure body. So body, so we can understand like different ways, like cross body, cross body. Cross body it called Genjurgi. Genjurgi means like the body of Genjur means like Genjur is like Geberjuba is somebody. Geberjuba means like growing, like kind of a growing body. Okay, Genjur, the growing body. So there is the flesh body. So we have this flesh body. This flesh body has, if you provide the right condition, like food is done like that, that actually grows up. If you lack of providing this kind of conditions, then that actually loses that kind of power. So that's why it's called growing body. Okay? So then we have really subtle body within actually reside within this body, body. So that is the luang. Luang means like luang means I think it's pure. body essence. I think we want. I would say like a body faculty, something like that. You know, the body faculty. So that and the object is like a touch, and the consciousness again, which I explained earlier. And all of these are called the level is free of conditions, right? Free of condition. They are called Dharmadhatu.
어디 제티네 나이 넘버 시바지 어디네
하고 싶다.
아
그냥 하고 싶어. 무슨 맛?
네 그래서
하고 싶다. 시바 감독이.
다들 좀 제제네 다 레제세야디 잠바도 주바다 장마다 도와서 두술을 레제세야
So touch means touch, object touch. The object touch. That means like smooth jamba, smooth, right? Smooth textile, but touch, or rough, and cool, warm. All of this actually touch.
다디 잠바도 주바다 네 가르쳐 그래 장마다 도와서 이 류를 그래는 딱 소기림이 심리기 다가 세바지네 시에도 말 받쳐서 레저스기야 류르는 정도를 기다고 이어봐 어디서 들어를 자스지
So it's called touch, you know, like touch, right? Touch, because so rough, smooth, and a feeling of like a rough and smooth, warm and hot and cold. Actually, you can tell if you contact with that object. Without contact with that object, just by looking at them, you cannot actually tell the nature of like heat and the cold and hot and the smooth and rough.
다디지 다이 유튜브에 채널나 또다다바 넘바네 채널 라시메르니 취기인스 공부자스 다디 이토르시야디 이종보시 이토르길베 채널 세디 이시야디 이종부제 다브겐시 다긴디 이기시바기 다긴디 이종보세들이 이종보세 다긴지 니겐디 다 최세들이 단지 이래 최세야디 원시기 소지 유도 재미는시 이시기 유도 지근이 최들라 최기지시게 근데 자다 지도 두수 원시기의 유도 지기야 이시기의 유도 지 다음에 다바시니르 다음에 바시니르 다바시니르 두수 이시코나가 또 그런 이슈지 미기 아니 메다바 또 세르 아니 다바도 세르 동반이 또 세르 다음에 또 세르 야마르바 그래서 두수라 최기 계제시게 최세야 돼 최디스 최기 계제시게 자이 계제 나이 자이 계제 로이 계제 디 계제 로이 계제 계제시게
So then verse number 43, the phenomena that appears to the mental consciousness, okay, mental consciousness. Here, dagen means like a substantial cost. So substantial cost will be the mental consciousness, okay, mental consciousness. The chief of them all, right, are conceptualized, and then, what is it, superimposed? Superimposed. When the activities is abandoned, phenomena's lack of self-essence is known. Knowing this, meditate on the Dharmadhatu. So then we have like three different things all the time, from all the way up to here, right? So then the dagen means the object. Okay, object. Here, in this context, object is like a mental consciousness. Okay, mental consciousness. So then okay. So it says phenomena, right? Phenomena. Integrating like a I think here they uses like a phenomena. So the phenomena here, phenomena means the sub. How did this show? Mental consciousness is substantial cause. So it's substantial cause. So then the object, okay, object here is the phenomena. So phenomena, so for instance, all the other 5 faculties, their object, all of these objects are actually object of mental consciousness. So then and mental consciousness has like another objects as well, but they are not actually object of other faculties. For instance, like the impermanence, understanding of impermanence, and the permanent, and the believing in like a permanence and emptiness, selflessness. All of these are only object of the mental consciousness.
Yeah, that Jewish times.
Okay, so let's have caution first.
Earlier you said there were 3 types of negativities: mental afflictions, the negative obscurations to knowledge, and I think you said negativity of union.
Yes.
Then you said arhats have abandoned all the mental afflictions, but they still have the negative obscurations to knowledge. And then if you abandon or get rid of all the negative obscurations to knowledge, then that means that's a Buddha. But there was no mention of the third one, so I'm wondering how that plays into that scenario.
님주기 삼수제세 상대시드 숭이시야르와 디 삼수제를 지다 정도 명가주 봐라 객지니들라 아니 님주기가 명바를 주고 하세요. 삼대시 숭이시
명가주가 니저세 말해.
명바를 주고 하라 객지 님주기가 하세요. 삼대시 숭이시 지단들도
님주스 니주라 님주디스 버스. Sorry. I made like one more mistake here. Thank you for this question. It's like clear out. I thought like this is nyomjuk. Usually nyomjuk means like union, but this nyomjuk means like a different thing. Okay, good that you have addressed the question. That nyomjuk means nyomjuk means like meditative ecopos. Okay. So the obstacle to meditative ecopos, right? Ecopos. So that is like, for instance, the samsuk means like some means like something. There are like 4 levels of concentration. Four levels of concentration. Okay. Suk is the suk di karenge. Some.
Sus is samde tambani was number 2.
Ale samsuk lara, samsuk gela.
Suki numjushi, sumi numjushi. Suset suganda sigir.
Suki numjushi.
Suki tete samde tambani numjushi, and sumi tambani was.
Ale suk se sumerve. Sumerve.
Suk is sumerve.
Some suk se
Someday 3대 시시.
something 당분 이거 숨바 시바지고 어디 숨이 시디 간데.
남가타의 지야.
아, 네.
남시타의 남가타의 지야. 시지.
Okay, so the 4 levels of concentration, and after that, and the you know this is sumero ala sama.
레레.
Like the realization of formless realm or formless being, what you call it, right? Formless realm, and which is giving all the names of this formless. And jiame means like jiame means like absence of mind, something like that, right? Jiame.
지야 이런 미치다.
So
아니
Kaya means like absence of comprehension, something like that. Okay, jiya yela meche ani. Jiya karga sumeshi kada.
남가타의
Namgataye means like
남시타의
sure. Namgataye means the Namgataye means like limitless space. Ani nawataye wa limitless.
남시타의
Namshita, limitless consciousness. Ani
남가타의 남시타의 지야.
Jiya like an absence of comprehension.
시지.
Sizi is like the peak of samsaric existence.
So what was the last one?
Peak of samsaric existence. Top of the samsaric existence. So those are the four formless realization.
Realms.
Realms, yes, realization. So then the Nyomjugi Tiba means like the Nyomjugi Tiba means like obstacles to meditative equipoise or single point concentration, something.
Like in this series of verses about the 6 sense experiences, there are 3 factors, right, that are being discussed. But it seemed like sometimes it was different. Like so, one way of looking at one way. Sometimes when you were talking about the eye, right, you said the eye organ or the eyeball, right? The eye sense power, and the eye consciousness.
Sense power and consciousness. Okay, hold on.
But the other times it seemed that was leaving out the object, right? Some other times it seemed like it was the sense power, the consciousness, and the object. So there were 2 different sets of. There were 2 different ways of
what was
listing
the
the 3.
consciousness? I think I meant like eye faculty and eye consciousness are same.
Faculty.
Yeah, I don't know. So the way in Tibetan it says that mig sheba, right?
Mig
Mig sheba. Mig sheba. Sheba means like consciousness, usually consciousness. Mig means eye. Eye consciousness. Sometimes they do eye faculty, I think.
Oh, because I thought, but then one is a subtle form. That's not a
Subtle form.
consciousness.
Subtle form ale. That is 당원 속진바지요로. 이 가르에서.
미국 옹부리.
That is
믹스드 미국 옹부티.
big onbo.
They call it sense power.
Sense power, yes. That is eye. Eye. For instance, the eye, right? Eye. That eye refers to this
미국 옹부티
subtle form.
시리아레스.
Yeah.
So
That
what,
is object.
so what are the 3 then?
That's something 가르에서.
미국 옹부체.
Migi onbo means I'll say Migi onbo is like that subtle thing, so the eye. So it's here it says eye, right? Eye.
유수
Yusuk. So then the
미겐시.
Yusuk means like object form. Okay.
그러면 대마타게.
Demathagen.
이
Yi like consciousness. Consciousness. Demathagen is like I don't know.
원식이 누나로 대마타 중에 이지열가 되게 대마타겐시.
Demathagen means like rising right after. Demathagen means like soon, like right after. So the consciousness actually follow after that object.
We call it eye consciousness, right?
미시야.
So it has both.
이시라.
Yeah, it has both, like an eye consciousness and the mental consciousness.
So you say that eye consciousness and eye faculty is one word, one
I
thing.
meant like just one word.
Yeah, that is one thing.
Yeah.
And sense power is another thing. That
Sense
is
power, yeah.
very subtle.
Sense power is another thing, yeah, right?
No, sense power, I think you were translating eye faculty, but that's the wrong, sometimes that's translated sense power.
Oh, the miwa is like sense power?
Sometimes
Oh,
they translate it that way.
okay.
It's just different translation.
Is sense power the subtle one?
Subtle one, yes,
Yeah.
I think, yeah. So I'll just
Or faculty.
yeah, I'll just follow it. I don't know, I can't come up with like my word.
When you say the subtle one, what does that mean? That means
Subtle form.
subtle form. That means they have substance.
penetration the miwa tangma stage wa chawa tangma stage. Dili ya from zero jiyoです.
tanda uji pa thoyagi chi na bu thung do ya ti mi go on de ko basir on bu tende dili ya ta ji su tham chare se ji
Sugrwadi.
su de
Andi khande zero jiyoです.
a je yari ta ji is
Yeah, ze. So use substance means like I translate it as a ze. Ze means like so like ze means like collection of 6 types of elements. Okay, so that is ze. If you're referring substance to that,
su
which is
tham
yeah,
chare is
they
je tham
do have substance.
They have substance.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, so I could be clear about when you talked about like with the taste, and when was it the sense power went away, so you could not
Test.
tasting, but was it the sense power that went away? Or was it clear?
Sense power, yes. If you
sort of
lose the sense
the
power,
subtle thing.
the subtle thing, if you lose that, even though you may have like a physical tongue, sort of tongue,
Right, that
but you
had to
can feel taste.
taste. And so in the Dharmadhatu, whenever you've got a realization, and even if you were blind or deaf, could you have a relationship to sound? Or is
Yes,
it
yes.
dependent on?
Yes.
I mean, if you were realized high
Right,
enough,
right,
would
right,
would you be dependent on your body?
Yes. The penetration again, the penetration. 제지요라. 제기 미기 가르치 수지 당바디 라서는 제유네 연고 좋아하는 거 말했라와. 페네샤션은 미지글이야 사실은 미샤보도 암주 매워도 콘솔이야. 아니 디카소디 칼로몬도 추기 잉 또발이야. 아니 디졸이야. 땡고 말을 디주 당다시 요고 말을 왜했어.
ji to ba ko mara ba
라는
라는
맞다
요
페네샤션.
mara
딱 말럽존도 지셔와. 디신 어떤 디주 상나 수수로 거지 네가 일단 돈이 또고요서 코코.
ati shendali to chugurwa ti tuni to te chi tun to ne ji yarwa kangalo mena ko khaitin to ya ke amarwa yosati kan to ne ji yarwa ti tan mi shagor chi ne li jung bu yarwa li jung bu chi yi jung bu yari ni
이게 뭐 땡이 돈이 또 미왕이 땡이 돈이 또 쇼를 또 워스 워드.
yo tuni to mi ya marwa kran
So
시당 명이 된 돈이 또 주래 신당 명이 된 돈이 또 주러봐
So yeah, Rinpoche said in order to realize Dharmadhatu, right? Dharmadhatu, so that the person doesn't have to have like complete faculties. They can actually analyze on like others, faculties, others, eye power and sense power, stuff like that. And also, in order to understand Dharmadhatu, so then as much as saying the person do have like a mind consciousness, mental consciousness, right? Then that person can actually realize Dharmadhatu and mental consciousness.
So this consciousness is the moment right after we make contact with something, right? The point of it being that moment right after, is that because at that moment we haven't made it negative or positive? Why is the emphasis on that moment?
Tapi dematagin saya jawab, dematagin saya di ini dia dematagin lah itu kiong boleh gimana dikare.
就是namba shiba kangulu jensumna teni jiya des namba migi su thwa ti chena migi su thwa ti chena jensumna teni jiya migi ombuchi kubiya res yu su ji kubiya res su mena ko toya ti amarwa ni temata genji mena yi mena ni onshiti te sagi tenra ti merwa. So the onshiti kidu ma onshi dutu tamba yigi tengu bachang panne le. Tene kenda te yungu yigi tengi ya onshiti ke yungu ya. Jasa kuku tengu chudi yidu kuku ya resi. Yigi shabati.
So here we are being like make like these three different entities because, for instance, the what you call eye consciousness. Okay, eye consciousness. So in order to eye consciousness occur, so it has to be depend on three elements, three different factors. So three different factors are like the object, and the subject, and the mental consciousness, okay, mental consciousness. So when these three comes together, then we identify it as like eye consciousness, and also, so this all the other five senses, right? Sense power, actually has to be kind of like sit on or like kind of best, it has to be linked.
이게 남식이 된도 누구는 내줘. 이세요. 이게 남식이 되네 온시티 이게 온게.
So it has to be link, all of these linked to mental consciousness. We say. For instance, when we fall asleep, and when we die, so then all the sensory kind of faculties start to cease. We start to stop working, right? So then everything goes back to mental consciousness. When we go to bed and when we go to sleep, so everything kind of dissolves into the mental consciousness. But they just stay over there in the mental consciousness as an imprint. So when they encounter with the right conditions, then start to grow and comes out. Then they start to function. When they meet with the right conditions. So that's why. That's why the immediate arise consciousness. So it has to be a mental consciousness because everything goes back to mental consciousness. Linked on mental consciousness.
So you're saying, because I was going to ask that, but so you're saying that, so when the eye consciousness apprehends an object, there's also a mental consciousness there. Is that what you're saying? Dharmadhatu said the Shama Masiya Marta. Yarve. Kungi Nalu Dharmadhatu. He can never shiver Kuliaris.
Me want the Yula Juk. Me want the Yula Jurwa.
Me number shiver the Yula Jugurva. Did you? Niwala, Yisula, Demataki Yila,
Demataki Yiti Kanasli.
세상 미시디 나로 때마다
지금 뭐
이시바
어
오시마 이마 이시바
이게 쉐바디 다 간다라 이몰
미시디
미시기 몰
미시디
right? Okay, I will just translate it, okay? First of all, eye consciousness, right? Eye consciousness. In order to contact with object, right? So that eye consciousness has to depend on eye sense power or the faculty, right? Eye sense power.
다데도 시제
당연히 하시는 거.
미기 남시디 디제 미기 남시디 니가 옴불라테 유술라테 대마타기 이시르테 니게브리스 미기 셰바티
대마타기한테 거할 레고 해라.
아 미시디 누나로 대마타
알에 다 하고 오케이. Eye consciousness, okay, we like our subjective things like the eye consciousness, okay, eye consciousness. In order to contact with object, it needs to depend on eye faculty, and also it needs to depend on object, of course, object, right? And also it needs to depend on the immediate mental consciousness, mental consciousness. So now it goes like that. I thought I was going the other way. So then this is mental the eye consciousness. Okay, eye consciousness. In order to arise, eye consciousness depends on three factors. Right? So then the immediate consciousness, right? Immediate consciousness is coming right before eye consciousness. Okay, eye consciousness, but right after the mental faculty.
베나 술레타올라 술레탄도 글로 지요고아이 술 단도 글로티 온시 마르바 이기 시바르바 제 꾸는 지버바 꾸는 지를 때버바 미티 술레 타와티 치나 디응만도 디 미시티 술레타야 그만 지미고 소리지 디 시바시
그 수거 통선을 가지고 쌈을 뒤집어 봐서 통나?
토네야 그 꾸는 메시를 주디 야르바고 야리 통선을 가르쳐 지단 꾸는 지를 내가 가르치 주
그래서 미드 미니 뭐 투고 먹었으면 바로 투고 삼삼 개F 말을 믿을게.
통 먹었을 때 투프레트 투세그레바
그래서 꿀롱 개매와.
투세
So I'm just saying, so no matter what happens to us, right? Everything is actually due to our intention, right? So, for instance, if you wanted to look at an object, before you look at that object, first of all, you need to have some kind of mental conscious, like a conscious that's saying, like, oh, I want to look at an object. So then you start looking at the object. Yeah. This is it.
Yeah.
I asked a question actually.
Can you also say that the eye consciousness is just before you label it? That makes it easier
okay.
for me.
Now this is all another thing. Okay. What this is? Happen more. When the me one says you are me 미기 셰바스죠. 미기 셰바디 이 가도죠. 타니 따고 쌈도 셰라 타니 마다고는 추래 간데스래라.
야네
민대 따 잠시만. 타니 마다고.
어디 민대 샤츠ም제 치다지 민대 샤츠ም제
Is that good?
So I'm just saying, all the phenomena are left.
Right.
All the phenomena are left.
But that's not what you want.
이 단다 되나 아주 이 셰디나 되게 저하게 여러 가지.
리디디 예수를 때니 중앙 점수디다 민도 따바 점수
Oh yeah, you're right.
덴디 민도 점수
So remember, so then when we talk about it depends on the objects, right? The object. that is, that is actually suggests just mere level.
Right.
What is merely level? That is equal the same.
Mere level means like
It's cold. It's hot.
What?
딱점은 하려고 그랬어.
근데 따뜻한 민기 따뜻한 것이 이거는 매버지. 랑구는 매버 랑구.
So
대박 매버.
just merely level means like that is not exists from the objective side. We just name it. We just call it as them.
That is what you say mirror level.
Yeah.
Mirror level.
Label. Okay.
Mirror label.
Yeah, label.
Label. And because you say that you need three things: object, subject, and mental consciousness. And object means things outside. Subject is what?
The benefit is this one. 유 benefit라도 유제, 쉐바제. 아니 자기들 가는 유제, 쉐바제. 내만 다게. 홍보로 와.
공부제.
홍보 다긴데 와.
예,
다긴데 와. 홍보 다긴. 홍보 생긴 쉐바를 봐라. 수고 와.
미국 공부 수리.
아니
유수리.
유수지. 아니 찍디.
대만 타기기 쉐바리.
쉐바로 와. Okay, so put it this way. Object is object, right?
Yeah, thing outside.
So then the Dharmadhatu means I'll say like substantial cost. Substantial cost, right? Dharmadhatu as a Dharmadhatu Dage. Me want the Dage. So the sense power is not consciousness.
Yeah, sense power
It's
have
not-
substance. It's not consciousness.
It's
And
not
consciousness, you say that faculty. The consciousness, you use the word faculty. That is the same word. And sense power is another thing. That is, they have very subtle material substance.
Okay.
Yeah, but the other thing don't have substance at all.
Which one?
Consciousness faculty.
Consciousness, faculty. Okay,
Yeah,
faculty.
consciousness faculty don't have substance at all.
Yes.
And then you say you need object. That means things outside.
Yes.
And next to that, we need what? Subject. What is subject?
Just a subject.
Yeah, you say need three things.
Three things.
Object,
I said
subject, mental consciousness.
Object, right?
Yeah.
Object, and the sense power. Okay, sense power, and the consciousness, immediate mental consciousness.
지단시에
Eye consciousness, then followed by mental.
Eye consciousness. Yes.
So there's 4 steps. 5.
4 steps.
Intent,
I
intent,
want to say 4 steps.
intent,
Yeah, there are
object,
4. Mrs.
Intent, object,
Hmm.
right? Faculty, eye consciousness, and then mental consciousness.
Mental consciousness.
Are those the 5?
No, 5. You got 5. Now you got
You have the
5.
mental consciousness for intent, to look.
So yeah, mental consciousness. Yes.
You-
Mental consciousness. Yes. Then
Then the
object. Object. In order to have like a mental consciousness, rise mental consciousness, it depends on object, right? Object. Then the sense power, the subtle thing. Okay. So then immediate consciousness. I would say immediate consciousness. Dharmadhatu. Michelle saying Dharmadhatu. Right?
전에
Describe it differently.
미국 남아시바
Big number should be
But Jeff was saying there's 5 because that immediate consciousness could be eye consciousness, and then he's saying then there's the mental consciousness, right? That's what you said, Jeff.
Right, that's what
So that's how you
you
got
said
5.
before.
Yeah.
And then you added onto that at the very end, the intent. So first there's a
Oh,
mental
intent.
consciousness of intent.
Intent. Oh, hold on.
And then there's an object.
So then they call this you. But hold on. So they,
It's in the beginning.
삼바지요. They are 지금 왜 송아쳤어.
그 말이 단지 대만 타기에서야지 눈도 붙이려고 그래. 대만 타기에서
So
대만 타기에서야지 나는 주로.
actually intention intention is part of immediate consciousness.
이 술을 따오 규칙이
Okay?
따오 님의 노력 주의나 이 대마타기는 대마타기.
So then if you intend to look at something, that is that is actually part of the immediate consciousness.
How's that possible?
근데 가르친 불사들이 가르친 불사들이
그래.
이 배변에서는 따고 산데 삼바지로 와. 이 대만 타긴 제발들 가르치리 그래서.
예, 저게 로고선은 누구야라. 로고선은 누구야라. 술을 따고 선은 술을 미기 떡이야라. 피게 따고 선은 피게 떡도가. 따고 선이지 이지. 온시 말이.
알다 코란 디스남들게. 그래서 막 방진이 연구여러 배. 용단이 방을
아니 말이. 이 미기 넘버 시버티라. 이 미와라테 유수라테 데마타겐 숨라테 기제라. 이 임바시도 기베 제게 말이. 이 지카는 소리.
투구를 상마 투구를 상마 투구. 다만 연구를 만나면 연구를.
연식이.
So Ramesh was saying one more clarification, like he said, consciousness, he said consciousness.
명왕차라 유수 마찬이 물어봐. 명왕이가 유수면은 수근남시께 두야 말이야. 야 수근남시 그래서 그래. 수연애야 네가 명왕면은 다 두야 말이야. 그냥 네 명왕텔을 명왕이야 말봐. 수기야리티 수를 다 두야 말그. 디 수를 다 두야 말이야. 명왕에서.
So yeah, Ramesh said the eye, for instance, like eye consciousness, right? Eye consciousness depends on three things, right? Three things: object, and faculty, and the immediate consciousness, right?
I think maybe the mistake might be you were saying you were saying immediately arising consciousness.
Rising consciousness.
Isn't it immediately preceding? Like that in order for the eye consciousness to arise, it has to have the object,
Perceiving.
the
So
subject, and
if I say
immediately
perceiving,
No, immediately preceding means came before.
Yeah, perceiving. I know so, but I don't know.
It depends on the consciousness the moment before.
So Ramesh earlier, do you remember Ramesh earlier said this? Like one part of this is like object, like things, and one part of this is like consciousness. And perceiving means like just consciousness, right? It could be like a object.
I mean, immediately preceding consciousness means that, like the moment of consciousness.
Before.
Like you can't have consciousness now if you didn't have consciousness one moment before. Isn't that what it depends on?
답변해 주시나 대마 타긴 있어야죠. 대마 타긴 있어야 꼭 다가라야 주니 the stimulated reversing. So maybe let me explain what it is saying. Then it makes a little bit sense your
주 때마다도서는 그 줄을 봐. 말로 때마다도서는 그 내를 봐.
그래서 지금 쭉 대마타도서도 찍찍 깨기 와라고 지금 보고
왜 말이
오케이.
말로 때마다도서야 디 때마다기에서야 디 미시디 말로 때마다도 좋아지고.
Okay, so then saying it depends on three things, right? The eye consciousness. So then when it depends on three things means like the three factors doesn't have to be like in order, like a sequence. So that can be like in random, like so. Sometimes you may have like two factors, then you like one factor. For instance, object. If you don't have object, so you may have like two other things, but still you don't have the eye consciousness. So if you don't have the sense of power, but you cannot have like eye consciousness. So then if you like the immediate arising or immediate perceiving, if you don't have that, then you don't have the thing. So that means like so then they don't have to be in like order, like in sequence or something like that. So then Rinpoche was saying now I said like immediate so the immediate arising, right? Immediate arising. It doesn't mean like immediate arising afterwards. It's like before. before the mental consciousness. Okay.
Yeah,
I get like more confused.